Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer and I've got super exciting video planned for you guys this week. We're going to be making 3 pumpkin breakfast recipes. So I'm really obviously excited for everything fall and to get some new pumpkin recipes to try out. I've never made any of these before, so we're going to be trying them out together. So you're going to want to make sure you stick around to the end and see how everything turned out. Now before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any upcoming content, and make sure you give this video a like as well. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the kitchen. Alright, to get started with this recipe, you're going to need some baking soda, baking powder, 2 eggs, some dark brown sugar. You can also use light brown sugar if you want, some regular granular sugar, all-purpose flour. You're going to need 8 ounces of cream cheese, and you want to set this out so that it's softened. You need a stick of butter cold, some salt, sour cream, and then we've got some vanilla, ground nutmeg, ground cloves, some cinnamon, and then you're going to want some pure pumpkin. Okay, so you're going to want to set your oven to 350 and then grab an 8x8 pan. Now I actually realized I don't have an 8x8, so I'm going to just be using a 7x11, and you're just going to spray your pan and then we're going to set that aside. So take that cold stick of butter now, and then we're just going to cut it up into little squares. So to our bowl, we're going to be adding half of the butter squares, and then we're going to add in a 1/3 cup of flour and a 1/3 cup of the brown sugar, and then a 1/4 teaspoon salt. And then we're just going to combine all of this together. To a new bowl, we're going to be adding our cream cheese, and then a 1/3 cup granulated sugar, 1 large egg, and then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So once we've got all that together, we're going to grab our hand mixer and just combine everything until smooth. Now we're going to add 1.5 cups all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of the sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of our baking soda, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of the cloves, and then we'll add in the rest of our butter. And once that's all added, we'll just go ahead and combine this. Okay, so now that we have everything mixed, we're going to be adding 1 egg, a 1/2 cup of our sour cream, and then we're going to add 1 cup of the pure pumpkin. And once that's all in, we're just going to mix it until smooth with our hand mixer. Okay, so we've got all of that mixed up, and it's okay if you have some little like butter chunks in there. We actually kind of want that. So now that that's mixed up, we're going to go ahead and assemble this coffee cake. Okay, we're going to grab that prepared baking pan, and then we're going to put 2/3 of our batter into this pan, and what we're going to do is kind of layer the batter and then the cream cheese in here. So now we've got this cream cheese mixture. Again, we're just going to put this right on top as carefully as we can, and it's going to create a couple different layers here when we bake it. so now that we've got all that done, we're just gonna go back in and layer the remaining pumpkin right on top. Alright, so there we go. We've got our nice layered cake here in the pan. The last step, we're just going to put the streusel right on top and then get this in the oven. Okay, so that is it. This is looking really cute with our little streusel layer on top. So the only thing that's left, we'll just pop this into the oven at 350 for about 38 to 45 minutes. And we'll just check it with the toothpick and see how it comes out. Alright, so we've got that streusel in the oven, and now while that's baking, we're going to go ahead and get started on tomorrow morning's recipe, which sounds so good. It's going to be old-fashioned pumpkin donuts. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into recipe number 2. Alright, so for this next recipe, you're going to want to use cake flour, but I don't have any on hand, so I'm just going to be using all-purpose and cornstarch. So we'll be mixing those up in a bit. Then you're going to grab some powdered sugar, pure pumpkin, sour cream. For the spices, we're going to be doing cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. Some butter, whole milk, granulated sugar, vanilla. You're going to want 2 egg yolks, salt, and baking powder. So to our bowl, we're going to be adding 2.5 cups of flour. But again, we want to substitute for the cake flour. So once we get that added, we're going to be taking away 2 tablespoons of flour for every cup added. So in this case, we're taking away 5 tablespoons of flour. And then we're adding 5 tablespoons of cornstarch back into the bowl and mixing it all together. Now we're going to add 2 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ginger, and 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, and then combine. So to a new bowl, we're going to be mixing up all of our wet ingredients, the butter, sugar, egg yolks, all of that. So to get started, we're going to grab our 3 tablespoons of butter and just go ahead and melt that in the microwave. And then once that's done, we'll add that in there. And then we'll also be adding in our 2/3 cup of sugar. And then go ahead and combine. Okay, next we're going to be adding in those 2 egg yolks, and then grab your vanilla extract and add in a teaspoon of that, and then we'll mix everything up. Okay, to finish up here, we're going to be adding in a 1/3 cup of the sour cream with a 1/3 cup of the pure pumpkin. Mix all of that together. And then we'll be adding in our dry ingredients until we have a nice dough formed. So now that our dough is ready, I've laid down some saran wrap on the counter, and you want to spray it with a little bit of non-stick spray. And then we're going to grab that dough and just place it on here and get this all wrapped up. And we'll go ahead and put this in the fridge for about 24 hours, and this will be ready for tomorrow morning's breakfast recipe. Okay, so we've got our streusel here. It's been cooling for a while, so we're gonna go ahead and get to tasting this. I am so excited to try this. Alright, so I've got my little streusel here. I'm so excited to try this. So let's go ahead and take a little bite here. And I love how it has that little like cream cheese stripe. It looks so cute, so let's try it. That's really good. It kind of tastes like the bottom layer kind of reminds me of like a pumpkin pie, or like maybe like a pumpkin muffin, and then the cream cheese, of course, can't go wrong there. And then the crumbly top is like really good. Alright, so I definitely love this. I will be making this again. This is a great little pumpkin recipe to have, whether you make it for breakfast or a dessert. Right, so I'm gonna go finish that streusel for breakfast, and then I will see you guys tomorrow morning. We are going to be rolling out that dough and making our pumpkin old-fashioned donuts. I can't wait for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it sounds amazing. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. It is now day 2 of this video. We are going to be doing the pumpkin donut recipe today. I'm super excited for this one. It looks so delicious. So we've got our dough in the fridge. We're going to go ahead and get that out. It's been in there for about 24 hours, so we'll take it out and get everything assembled. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Dough is out of the fridge, and I just want to show you guys my little setup here. So we've got some plastic wrap, a rolling pin, some flour, and then I've got this cute little donut cutter here. And then I've also set some plates to the side so that we can just transfer everything over once it's been cut out. And then real quick for this dough cutter, I got this on Amazon. I will link it down below in case you're interested. But it's pretty nice because it has the insert that cuts out the donut shape for you. But you can also take that out so that this can be used just as a biscuit cutter, maybe like mini pie crust, things like that as well. But if you don't have a dough cutter like this, just go ahead and grab a glass jar. That works really well. And then see if you can find something smaller in your kitchen to do the inside. Okay, so once you get your dough about a ½ inch thick, we're gonna stop there and start the cutting. So now we've got 2 pieces. We've got the donut hole and our donut. How cute. So yep, we're gonna go ahead and put that on our plate here. And then for the donut hole, we're just gonna kind of push this into a little ball shape. Okay, so for the frying part, you want to grab a large pan, the taller the better. And then also you're going to grab a candy thermometer or an oil thermometer, and we're going to keep the oil between 350 and 375. For the oil, I'm going to be using vegetable oil. And we're going to be adding about 3 inches into the pan, and again, we'll keep it between 350 and 375 before we're ready to fry. Okay, so now I've grabbed a wire baking rack, and I'm just going to layer some paper towels on top. That way when our donuts get done frying, we'll just put them on here, and that can help absorb some of that oil. Now that our oil has reached its temperature, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit just so that we can maintain that heat rather than continue to warm it up. And then I'm going to grab some metal tongs, and this is what we're going to use to put the donuts in and out of the oil, and we'll fry both sides till golden brown. For the donut glaze, just grab a saucepan, and I'm going to be adding a 1/4 cup of whole milk and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to whisk that up. I'm trying to do it carefully because I don't have a silicone whisk. And then we're going to add 2 cups of powdered sugar, and that will be it. We've got our glaze ready, we've got our donuts set out, so let's just grab a fork, dip these donuts in the glaze, and finish this up. Alright, and there we have it. They look so good. I'm really excited to try them. I think they're going to be so delicious. I'm definitely going to have one of these with my coffee here in a minute. So let's see how they turned out. Alright, so now for the best part, the tasting part. So I'm so excited to try this. They look really delicious. You've got to make this one. It is so good. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite so far. You can see it's like super cute and pumpkin-y inside, and you can definitely tell this is a pumpkin donut. It has that pumpkin spice flavor. I will be making this one again. This is so good. So that's gonna do it for day 2 of this video. I really liked this one, and I hope you love it too. So we've got one more recipe coming your way tomorrow, so make sure you keep watching so you don't miss how that one turned out. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, it is day 3 of this video. I'm going to be bringing you my 3rd and final recipe, which is pumpkin French toast. Sounds super delicious, so let's go ahead and get in the kitchen and get this one started. Alright, so let's talk about the ingredients for this recipe. You're going to want to grab some French bread, and this is really good if you have French bread that you get for dinners and sides and things, and then you have some left over. That's kind of my case, so this will be good to use that up. You're going to want to get some pumpkin pie spice, some cinnamon, got 4 eggs, some milk. I'm going to be using whole milk, some pumpkin in a can, a little bit of butter, some vanilla extract, and then some sugar, and that's it. I'm taking my French bread here and I'm cutting these into 1-inch rectangles, and this is what we'll be using for the breadsticks. To our bowl, we're going to be adding in 4 large eggs. And then we're going to grab 2/3 cup of milk and add that in there, along with a 1/2 cup of our pure pumpkin and 1.5 teaspoons vanilla extract. And then we'll finally get to our spices, which is going to be a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and then we'll whisk all of that together. To a little rectangular dish, we're going to be adding a 1/4 cup sugar and 1.5 teaspoons cinnamon. I do recommend doing twice that amount since I did need a little extra when I made this. So here I'm just taking my skillet and then I'm just going to melt a little bit of butter here. Okay, so now that my butter is melted, I've got my mix here. I'm just going to take one of the breadsticks. We're going to be dipping it into our egg mix and then frying it on the buttered pan, then dipping it in the cinnamon sugar and finally letting it rest on the plate. So we've got our French toast made. It looks so good. I'm really excited to try it. So let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Get some syrup here. Okay, you gotta make this. That's really good. This is definitely the winner of the 3, which really surprises me. The pumpkin donuts were so good. I thought hands down that was gonna be the winner. But this actually beats that, and this was the easiest one to make. So if you're gonna make one recipe, definitely you wanna make this pumpkin French toast. It is so good, so easy. It would be perfect for Saturday morning. Yeah, don't skip on this one. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments which one you are most excited to try. And make sure you are subscribed and you give this video a like. And with that, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.